So this seems kind of irrelevant to be talking about. I mean, you could easily say, who cares about Reddit, right? I don't give it that much thought. However, the deeper implications and the idea behind it is what I'm going to try to focus on. Plus, Reddit is actually a pretty popular site. It gets tons of visitors, it's pretty influential, so when this happens, I think it's at least worth talking about. It all starts with this post on this subreddit called The Donald, which is a big forum dedicated to Donald Trump sharing Donald Trump news, basically a pro-Donald Trump forum. Well, they made this post addressing the shutting down of another recently popular subreddit called Pizzagate, a forum dedicated to sharing information and ideas about a popular conspiracy going around regarding a pizza place in DC that allegedly had some pretty weird stuff going on. Anyways, that doesn't matter a whole lot. What matters is what happens after. On this post, many users were calling out the CEO of Reddit, who goes by the name Spez. Now, I agree, a lot of it is pretty offensive, but I mean, as far as the internet goes, this is pretty typical. I get comments like this all the time, and I'm just some guy on YouTube. I could really care less what people say, plus they're free to have their opinion. Granted, it is his site, so he can do that. Doesn't really mean he should, and I'll explain why in a minute. Anyways, he took those comments calling him out and replaced his name with other users within that Donald Trump forum, making it look as if those users were calling out other users, and it just led to this big confusing mess. Now, this is really bad because you're creating disinformation. No matter who it is, you really shouldn't be doing this. I can so very easily see why many people on Reddit, including Spez here, would dislike or be kind of fed up with the Donald Trump Reddit. However, they aren't breaking any rules and they're pretty paranoid as it is. So now you're going and secretly changing their comments to whatever you want. In all honesty, this creates a terrible and dangerous precedent. Now, who even knows if the comments people make are the ones they originally wrote? I guess at least now we know that the admins have this ability. I assume they would just delete the comments straight up. That's a bit more reasonable if they're breaking the rules, but not editing them. Especially inserting someone else's name into where yours used to be. I like to use Reddit, it's a popular site for all sorts of discussion. It's the 26th most popular site in the world. Like I said, he kind of does own it, he was one of the original creators. So he can do what he wants, but as a user, I have now lost a lot of trust in them. Not to mention it was just really unprofessional. Now, he did reply to these accusations and he said this. Hey everyone, yep, I messed with the fuck Spez comments, replacing Spez with Donald mods for about an hour. It's been a long week here trying to unwind the Pizzagate stuff. As much as we try to maintain a good relationship with you all, it does get old getting called a pedophile constantly. As the CEO, I shouldn't play such games, and it's all fixed now. Our community team is pretty pissed at me, so most assuredly this won't happen again. I can kinda see why he would be upset over these comments, but it's the internet, people can say what they want. Again, I get a lot of these comments, I just ignore them. He says he was getting called a pedophile. I mean, if that happens, I would have just addressed it instead of editing a ton of comments that weren't even calling him that. Because the top comment on that post didn't even mention that. It was just simply fuck Spez. And he changed that to someone else's name. I don't really know the guy all that well. Sometimes he seems really good and then other times he's Maybe it was intended to be mischievous fun. I don't know, but it definitely was the wrong move. Now people know admins can edit any comment they put, and not only that, try to direct hate that was intended for one person to another. Again, regardless of who this happens to, if it happened to a Bernie Sanders subreddit or a Hillary Clinton forum, it should be met with at least some outrage by the users of Reddit because who's to say you're not next? I really don't know how to say this is pretty alarming many other ways. Anyways, a bit of a small thing in the big picture, I guess. Tons of people use Reddit, but tons of people don't even know it exists. I don't know if you guys really care about this. However, as someone that actually uses Reddit to look at funny pictures, and then have a political debate in the comments about the blast radius of Russian nukes, it's just kind of disconcerting no matter who's doing it or why it's done.